Okay.
Okay, ready to go? Okay, I'll call to order the Environmental Services Committee meeting for whatever today is, April 14th, 1 a.m. or 1 p.m. Any pecuniary interest?
None known.
No delegations. Our Environmental Services Manager, Jay Verstraken, is not able to attend today, so CAO Burns will step in and read his report when it's time. Circulation of the prior minutes, they were approved at our March council meeting. And we'll move down to health and safety. And looking at the health and safety sheets, I see nothing. The only new thing I see, and I think it might have been on the last one, was the parking lots under construction. So there's a notation to that.
Yeah,
But we've got the same access and egress issues and general housekeeping around mold that we've had in the past. So I don't see any more additions. Any questions?
no,
No, okay, I'll move that we receive and file.
seconded.
Thank you. So the Environmental Services Monthly Report from March. CEO Burns?
Okay. So the digester project, we've been waiting on the engineer to get a report back to us. We finally got it last Friday, so Jay will be going through that and kind of trying to understand what all it's recommending, and there'll be a report back to the committee in the future about that. The Light Street St. Clair sewer lining project has been approved, and we've gone over a contract that the engineer has put together for us. They're looking at a June timeline to do that work. The new building at the Environmental Services, changes have been sent to subcontractors to be requoted and for the engineer to review, and then will be presented back to us. At the last bi-weekly meeting, it was discussed that there may be additional soil that has to be removed. And we're looking for a report from EXP about that in the next little while. And Dixon has started with foundation work. The new generator for the Venetian pumping station, concrete base and underground conduit are to be done now the weather's getting nicer. So I'm not sure if that's started yet or not, but it's right around the corner. And then the third staircase and the gates will be installed at the plant this month. Probably now the weather's nice, it'll happen fairly soon. They're working with 4 full-time employees now, and Jay is working on his version of the job description for the new employee. All staff have their certifications, and health and safety training is being completed as required. And all of our staff have their required certification to operate. Plant maintenance is being tracked through Mesh, and the remote facilities continue to have their maintenance and general housekeeping done. The admin building, the basement moisture and mold issue and leaking pipes are ongoing, and temporary repairs over the past years to try and stop leaks, but hopefully we get out of that building soon and can move past that.
Yes.
The new building's underway. The manager and staff are looking at servicing contracts for generators, basically is what this is. There's been significant price increases from the current contractor, so they're just shopping that around a little bit to see if they can get a better price. No inspections for this period. Wastewater, if I'm going too fast.
No, I'm
Sorry.
fine. Thank you.
Wastewater, all assets are in good operational condition as far as we're aware. The manager is working with a contractor to schedule the sewer lining. As he said earlier in the report, we're expecting that in June. Sewer flushing and camera work will be on an ongoing basis over the summer. One thing we're going to have to do is get notices out to the public a little better. There was some of that work done a couple weeks ago. It was done on an emergency basis, so the notice didn't get put out, but we will when that work is being done, we'll notify the public so they can put the lids down on their toilets and hopefully avoid any splashing water and such.
Well, just to make a comment on, I know when the sewer lining project's done there, when they do that, that's gonna, Jay and I spoke about this and they're gonna lose use of water in their home for a certain period of time, so communication will be critical.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
so many hours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so that's,
Yeah.
takes some coordination and very critical that we have a good communication plan on that.
I think in that case would be letters delivered to.
Yeah,
them.
well,
Door
I
to
think
door.
Yeah,
the vendor has a program already,
okay.
so.
It's not enough to just communicate it through our contacts.
No,
because
there's
Some
actual,
people may not have a computer.
yeah,
And then the reason that this camera work and flushing is being done is just as to help support our asset management plan.
yes,
So drinking water infrastructure, same as far as we're aware, everything is operating smoothly and it's being tracked in the mesh system. There were two fairly substantial water main breaks that will require some restoration work. And that's on Front Street and then over by the Mara building. And we're waiting for the proper weather conditions and allow things to settle as much so that once we do
Yep.
the repair, it sticks where we put it.
And Front Street is county.
It's county road, but we're
But we're
responsible.
responsible. Okay.
Yeah.
yes,
So stormwater infrastructure, the manager is working with Tormont on the replacement of the two backup diesels for the pumping station over by the Venetian pumping station. Or no, sorry, not the
Bayview.
Venetian, Bayview pumping station. Thank you. The first unit has been installed but it's taking a little longer. But it is moving forward. So catch basin repairs. Now is the time of year for that as well. So that work will be done as weather permits. Some will have to require coordination with laws because we're close to their water mains. And then there'll be some asphalt work that won't be done until the weather permits it to be done. So, several road curbs have been identified damaged, and we'll get those repaired as part of the catch basin repair project as well. And then Lambton County is planning on doing a realignment of the entrance to Waterfront Park. And Jay had the flushing and camera work done in that area just to see if there's any underground work that has to be done prior to the road construction. And I think we're just waiting for some results out of that.
yes,
The vehicles are all being maintained as per normal. And again, working on the contracts for backup generators and such at Environmental Services and the arena. Any health and safety issues are reported in the inspections. The manager and staff are continuing to work on capital items to try and get as much of it completed in 2026 as possible. I know there was a few carryover projects from 2025 and they've been trying to get those as well. One of those is working on the planning work for Mara Light Simpson Church Street area. Just getting that engineering work done so that if an opportunity comes up, we're in position to apply for government grants and such on that project.
yes,
The manager has secured the truck mounted water distribution thing from Aqua for our Canada Day celebration. And that's the report for this month.
great, any questions?
Just comment, so when the county's ready to start on that project, we're gonna have to have a full communication plan, I'm suggesting, because this is the time of year when it starts to get busy down at the waterfront. So it'd be important, I don't know, like.
Yeah.
Beyond, it's not just our community, it's beyond our community
Mhm.
Yes,
about this work that's going on and how it's gonna impact going down to the river, I don't know.
Yeah, so that was discussed. We met
Okay.
with them a month and a half or so ago. And their plan is to do this work in September.
Okay.
So
Yes.
try and get through try
Okay.
not to disrupt
Yep.
the busiest season.
Yep.
But absolutely, there'll need to be like a broader
Yeah.
campaign, because you're right, people come from
everywhere.
all over
That's
to,
right.
and, yeah.
And then, sorry, I just
No,
have a
no, you
flash.
go ahead. That's okay.
We're planning on paving that
Yes,
parking lot, so that
well, we're not planning on it.
discussing,
It's a possibility. The parking lot in Waterfront Park is getting in pretty rough
Yeah.
condition. And we thought, we're gonna have that big project on
Yeah.
St. Clair, the county's work. So we thought if we want to do it,
could coordinate for a better price.
exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
And then there's also the county's doing some work on Michigan between Front and Christina.
Correct.
And so like there's enough,
Yeah.
we hope we can package it all together, and we also hope the price of oil drops in half again before we have to pay for it. But yeah, doing what we can
Yeah,
to try and get the best possible
Okay.
price.
but it is in rough shape.
Yeah, that's like, it was actually the operations manager, I think, because that's the first person I heard it from. And he felt that it might be a nice thing to have done for 2026 or 2028, sorry, for our 150th. So since there's a bunch of work going on down there now,
Yeah.
at least figure out what it's gonna
Yeah.
cost and then
Yeah.
make a determination at
Yeah.
that point.
Exactly.
And, I can be not taxed.
Yeah, that
Big tip.
certainly.
Yeah, you could use that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll move to receive and file the monthly report. I'm just I'd like to cycle back. I forgot something on the minutes, and it was a carry forward item. It was, staff's gonna check whether a bylaw for private hydrants has been completed.
It has been.
It has been.
It's probably, is this the second year, I think?
Okay,
Second or third year. It's been passed. Notices and copies of the bylaw have been sent to all the private owners.
okay,
I think what we need to work on a little bit is maybe follow up and like, so we have a company that does, you're aware of our backflow prevention bylaw?
yes,
And there's a company that tracks all that for us and sends out letters to those affected.
Okay.
I'm wondering if we should do something similar for the fire hydrants,
Yeah, that'd be good.
but it's
Yeah.
definitely, the program is out there. The people that own private hydrants are fully aware of it. I think we need to improve the follow-up on it a little bit and make sure we're getting the inspection reports back.
okay. Okay, great. Thank you very much for that update.
We're
It-
gonna have a meeting with Jason, Rick and myself. And possibly you, Jason will make when he comes back. And we'll discuss on how to make sure that they're being implemented.
Okay.
as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can be heard up here.
Oh.
So Jennifer is just telling us that there's planning a meeting between the fire chief, the manager of the department, Jennifer and myself possibly to just figure out how we can
Yeah.
Do the follow-up for the bylaw.
You're also saying, what if it's a new one? Like, for example, I don't know if this fits or not, but the new subdivision. If they install a private hydrant over there, how does that get added onto the list?
So that system won't be private, like that, any
Okay.
water line that goes in there.
Okay,
it'll
it's
be-
just, I'm
Yeah.
just thinking of where
Yeah.
this could occur.
They would own it originally, but
Okay.
at some point it'll
Okay.
get turned back to
Yeah.
the village and it'll be part of
Okay.
our
I was
system.
just thinking it was an example.
No, it's good to know, who's gonna have ownership of things
Yeah.
and if a new hydrant did get put in, hopefully we would know about it and we'd
Yeah.
inform the owner of their
I'm
responsibilities.
sure there's gonna be one.
Yeah, Jay and I had a discussion about this last week when we met. Cause I'd asked the question, cause it had come up before and I hadn't had an answer. So we talked about service agreements, fee schedules, stuff like that, whatever may come of it, but it sounds like it's already done and I wasn't aware. Thank you very much for the update. So no other new business? I've got nothing. Oh, one question. Well, I guess it's financial. We'll look on the financial side. Review the financial statements. And I know there was on the variance report, there was a couple items that Jay and I reviewed. And it's still early in the year and there's some stuff that still has to go. I have no questions on that particular, but just a general one. Anything, your worship?
No.
No? Okay. I'll move that we receive and file the financial reports for March. And then my subsequent question is, do we know what the year-end surplus for environmental services or deficit is at this point? Because we know we've got some expenses, further expenses coming up, and just to help us figure out where we stand financially.
I do not have an answer to that question off the top of my head. But I will follow up with the treasurer
Okay.
and send a note out to council and let them
Sure.
know where we're at. with
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Now, we're in April now, that number should be known. Should it not?
Well, at
For
least
everything?
not an audited number, but there
Okay.
should
No,
be
no,
a
but at least something,
indication.
like right now, I have no feel for it.
Well, right now, we would have been under our old system. Oh, no, that was March. We would have been doing the budget, but.
Yeah.
We usually had a feeling by budget time.
Yeah, we
what it
always,
was.
yeah. Okay, well, if we've got nothing else on that, our next meeting will be May 12th at 1 PM. And I'll move to adjourn.
Seconded.
Thank you.